What's up, everybody? On podcast now. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about some of the newest things we've heard about Pirates 6. Now, this literally goes back and forth, just like a ship in the sea, right? To use that analogy. Here's what we got. This is pretty exciting. I'm recording this as soon as I've seen the tweets, or as soon as Tyler has sent me the tweets. Here's what we got. A couple people in the film industry have clarified about this female-led movie, in that it's literally what we've talked about. There could be two. There is actually talk of two different movies. Both could very well be set in the exact same universe. Pirates 6 would be the direct continuation of Pirates of the Caribbean 5, Dead Men Tell No Tales. Okay, it would go directly into that with Johnny Depp. A lot of people are saying, even in the film industry, that they find it very next to impossible that Disney would ignore what's happened with Johnny Depp, that it seems very likely that they do bring him back, they do rehire him after this court stuff is finished, and they bring him back for a Pirates of the Caribbean 6. And then there would also be a female-led spin-off movie. So think, I guess, like Fast and Furious, right? How Fast and Furious is doing spin-off. I mean, you could think Avengers too. Fast and Furious is just the first thing that came to mind. You'd have a spin-off movie that would be female-led. That would also maybe, continue Pirates of the Caribbean going forward, right? Or at least maybe start off like a spin-off kind of world where we get just a bunch of pirate spin-offs. Now, the people that are saying this, these film people, have gone back to the quote that Kea Scodelario, which I hope I'm saying that right. I've tried to say it like 5 different times in this video, and I've had to remove it. When she, obviously Karina, right? Her actress, she said way back in the day that she had signed up for 2 movies, so that she does assume that but again, this was back with Pirates 5. She assumed that she would be back for another future movie, right? That there would be another one, and that she would want, she'd mentioned in the quote like how she would take over Barbossa's crew and maybe have like a female crew, all that kind of stuff. Whatever. Words are words. But even her, she did say back in the day, obviously, she had signed up for 2 movies. I believe Henry's actor said that he had signed up for actually more. He had signed up for like 4 or 5 movies. Like, remember we talked about like Pirates 6 through 10? So he signed up for quite a few different movies. I think they had him on a longer contract. So, again, that's an older quote. Could that have been limited? Could they have, terminated that contract? Absolutely. They totally could have. But you go back to it, they did sign those contracts. They did, especially her. And I think it's more important to look at Karina, right? Because she had signed the contract for 2 movies, which is 5 and 6. So I think important kind of look at her. Again, could you terminate them? Absolutely. Does that mean that they did? Not necessarily. Again, they said that Ted Elliott had finished the script. So the script now for Pirates 6 is done. Now, I get, like, does that mean that it's so tough? Does that mean that Pirates 6's script is done, like he was working on that? Because remember what I talked about literally a couple days ago. If all this happened just at a different time, things would be different. And what did I say? If, like, they wrote the script, is it too late? Did they write the script for the female movie, or did they write the script for Pirates 6 with Johnny Depp, and then maybe after that they do the female? Or, because you know what I mean? Because if Johnny Depp returns, if he's fine, right? Everything's okay. He gets out of the woods and he's completely okay. They bring him back. Does the script represent that, or was the script completely done and it was for the Karen Gillan movie in terms of the spinoff, and now you need to inject Johnny Depp into it? Like, you know what I mean? How does that all work? It's so, and I saw you guys, the comments. Hopefully by the time you guys see this video, I've responded to at least a couple of them. I've seen the comments. I've seen you guys say, like, it's just so, and like I said in the beginning of this video, back and forth and back and forth. It literally doesn't stop. We never can get a clear confirmation, and it's really, we don't deserve this. Pirates fans, we've been through so much. We've been through it for a long, long time. We've put up with this franchise. We've supported this franchise. We've done all this stuff. We deserve to like just have. I just want a heading. Literally, just like Pirates, I just want my heading for where this is going. I do believe this. I really do think. Now, again, this person isn't like the most credible leaker in the world. They don't even have that many. It's just a couple people with like a couple thousand followers. So could be them just talking, just to talk. It could also be absolutely true. But it makes sense, right? The things that they're saying are things that we've been saying for the longest time. And I have seen a couple articles. There are some articles that have written this, that have said like 2 movies are possible, that this movie that they're talking about with Karen Gillan, the female one, is not Pirates 6. That's not what they're talking about, and that there could be one. So people are going off of this. Like, this is happening. Like, they're like, the journalists are writing their stories. It is good news. If last video was bad news, this video is good news. I'm sure the next video will be bad news. I just want clarification as to what the heck is going on. I feel like, hopefully, when the whole Johnny Depp stuff is over, and I honestly don't know, I haven't looked up anything about the court stuff, if with like, because it's ongoing, right? But when does it end? Like, when will everything be cleared up? Is it like the summer? Is it because, court things can go a very long time. That's the issue. Is it going to go into like the fall? Does it go into 2021? How long does it go? When does Disney decide, okay, like you're good enough, so we're going to hire you back? Or when do they decide, hey, we need to get this movie off the ground? Maybe we do the female spinoff first, and then next year or the year after, like we can start filming that. We can put all the pieces together this year, start filming by the end, because of what's going on around the world, start filming later whenever we can, and then when you're ready, when Johnny Depp's done, then we can get you and we can do a Pirates 6 after that. Would they do something like that? I think it's possible, depending, again, on how long they're willing to wait things out. Obviously, Disney with Pirates has had no, they don't really care when these movies release because they let us wait like 5-6 years between all of them, and that really, I think, hurts the Pirates franchise overall each time they do that, right? We've talked about that in the past. Again, it's very like wishy-washy. I just want an answer. I just want somebody to give a final answer, but it makes sense. It makes sense why you would do both. It makes sense, like we talked about, to keep the franchise. What have we always said? We've said we want Johnny Depp back. We want Pirates 6 to happen, but again, every single time, like, we get it. Everybody thinks that Pirates of the Caribbean is Jack Sparrow. The more we've gone on, the more, I think this part of Pirates, what Pirates 1 through 5 and hopefully eventually 6 is, I think that is Jack Sparrow. But I also think that inadvertently, maybe to you guys, but to me, I think it was on purpose, in the background of these movies, they built a world, a universe that can live on beyond him. Because again, you really don't want a franchise to rest on one man that in real life ages and gets older and will eventually retire or eventually not be around or eventually can't do the job. You know what I mean? You can't let it rest on one person. You got to make it. So even look at Star Wars, which maybe some people would think is a bad example, but like if you just made it, I guess you could say, well, Darth Vader, well, there's so many things you can do. Like the way they did Darth Vader, obviously you can go and explore Anakin, you can explore Darth Vader, and there's so much time period in between. But you didn't rest just on Luke, right? You can go and you can explore other characters. But even in like Avengers, even like Marvel, you don't want to it can't be just Tony Stark forever. Robert Downey Jr. ages. He'll eventually be done, right? You can't let it only be that. You need to have a plan in place to introduce these other characters. So that's why I've said I am fine with the idea of Karen Gillan. We've talked about, well, what if you do Karen Gillan with Johnny Depp in the same movie? That would be cool. Then hand it off to her. Could they do that? That's possible. I don't think I don't think that's likely at all, but I think it is possible. But again, like, I like that idea. Why not? You have Johnny Depp finish Pirates 6, and then you also have a spin-off movie with Karen Gillan doing her own thing in the same universe where Barbossa existed, where Davy Jones, where Jack Sparrow is still around. We won't see him, right, because Johnny Depp will be done, but we'll know that he's there. We'll know Henry and Karina are there. We'll know Will and Elizabeth are there. Again, we'll know like all the villains. We'll know Salazar existed. We'll know Blackbeard existed. All that kind of stuff. We'll know it because it's in the same universe. It makes for a pretty, like, it's neat. I think I don't know if that's the best word for it, but it's neat. It feels right. And I mean like neat, like cleaning wise, right? It feels good if you do something like that. To reboot it, to start all over, to pretend like none of the other stuff happened, makes it more messy, makes it so you're going to upset a lot of people. So, as we've always said, it's fine. The Karen Gillan thing is fine. In fact, go ahead, because I think she's a really good actress. I think she would do a really, really good job as any pirate, as a character, leading a movie. I think she can do it. I truly think she can do it. Box office-wise, can she do it? I mean, she'll need help. It can't literally just be her, but I think she's a really good starting point, and if you add people around her that can build a pretty good cast, I think you'd be fine. But you can't do that in place of a Pirate 6. Can you do it with a Pirate 6? Oh, absolutely. Go knock yourself out. While you're at it, go make a Disney Plus show. I mean, literally just keep it going. Again, they're so afraid. I feel like Disney is just so afraid to give us pirates because maybe they're afraid of losing money. Maybe they're afraid that's going in the downward, trajectory in terms of like profit. I mean, I get it because it kind of has, and there has been signs of different things, but it's all, you have to look at the other reasons. Maybe it's because you've given us 2 movies since 2006 7. Maybe that's the reason why in 13 years you've given us 2 films and both of them are not as good as 1, 2, or 3. Now, in my opinion, 5, sometimes I like 5 more than 1. But, you know, to a lot of, let's say to a lot of people, the last good Pirates film was 3. Some people don't even think that. Some people think 2, some people think 1. But, you know what I mean? At least it's been 13 years since a good Pirates film, some would say, and also, I would say since the best one at World's End. So there's other reasons. Maybe if you gave us a movie every 2 to 3 years, maybe more people, maybe it'd become an Avengers thing or like a Marvel thing where you get like in the rhythm, you know what to expect, you know it's going to have good action, you know it's going to have good acting, you know it's going to have good jokes. It's a movie that you can just go out and see, and maybe it can go back to making $1 billion each time. Wouldn't that be nice for Disney? Put a Disney Plus show out there. Look how well any of the Star Wars stuff has worked for Disney Plus. It's a good idea. You want to spread out your franchise, but you also want to pay respect to Pirates 6. And again, based off of this news, hopefully, I mean, we keep going back and forth, but hopefully this is good news. Hopefully this is something that we can look at as a positive. So guys, let me know in the comments below. As always, what do you think? What's the newest thing on your mind after this back and forth? Do you think we would get both? Do you think we would just get one? Let me know. Make sure, as always, you guys are subscribed to this YouTube channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when these videos go up. And thank you, as always, for watching, guys. And I hope to see you all on the next video.